So get ready. As Alex said, I'm Marina Belilovskiy. I live on Staten Island with my husband and my 17 years old son, who is an adult almost. I'm a speech pathologist working with children. And now I'm a coach and instructor of Neurographica. I love to travel. I love to dance Argentine tango. I love extreme sports. I'm on my spiritual path, looking for different ways to balance my life and find harmony. I'm also at the stage when I'm ready to give and share my love of life with people. Neurographica attracted my attention as an additional tool to achieve all of that, and also as a way to teach. I became interested in it about almost 2 years ago when a friend, Margarita, introduced me to it. And I've been drawing ever since. Neurographica has become for me a personal psychologist, my inspiration and my source of energy and my drive. For the past almost 2 years, what did Her Majesty Neurographica provide for me? It provided new profession. I'm teaching now and actually making money. Trusting my intuition, becoming less reactive to negativity and better acceptance of people. I got confidence in guiding my personal space and less dependency on other people's opinions, which is still hard for me at times, but I'm becoming much better at that. Realization of my own uniqueness and confidence in my abilities. And of course, I got limitless opportunities to develop my potential and grow my creativity. In today's masterclass, I will show you how to rediscover your own uniqueness, not my uniqueness, and believe in yourself again. I'll quickly take you through the presentation which I prepared for you. And if you stayed since the beginning of the conference, Margarita and Alexander covered a lot already, but which is a beauty of Neurographica that different instructors presented differently from its own angle, putting our own personalities in it, mixing it, and it becomes a new view at the same principles and the same rules. So let me see if I can switch. All right, please let me know if you can see it. Alec, please let me know, as I do not see the chat.
Yes, you can see introduction to Neurographica presentation.
Okay, all right, okay. Great. Okay, so this is Pavel Piskaryov, who is inventor of this method, and he's a psychologist, philosopher, he's an architect and life coach. You saw him at the beginning of this conference if you joined from the beginning. Here is an example of one of my drawing looking like a network of neural connections. It looks very abstract, right? But for me, it has a very, very, very special meaning. Neurographica alphabet is very easy to learn and no drawing skills is necessary. You can look at Neurographica as a solution to problems people have in a society. Sometimes we are too busy to connect with ourselves and bridge the gap between our desires and our potential that can manifest real changes in our life. Basic elements of Neurographica, as Alec and Margarita already presented, they are circles. I'm sorry, it's a little kind of not looking as a circle because I try to fit this picture nicely. A triangle and a square, and also neurographic lines. because our world is made of shapes and lines. Every question and every situation in this world, they have a graphic answer. Neurographic lines connect all shapes and bring the whole drawing alive. They represent our thoughts and make new neural connections. We will be practicing the line again in the next few minutes. Neurographic lines are all different, but which is similar that they are organic by nature. They look like tree branches, they look like cracks in the ice, they look like blood vessels, they look like galaxy, like neurons, neural connections. These lines help to make your drawing look very organic, natural, and easy for your brain to accept as a friendly solution to the problem we set in the beginning of the drawing. As my colleagues already said, that we do not proceed with neurographic drawing without setting a theme for it. Neurographica is based on principles of psychology, philosophy, neurophysiology, and neuroplasticity. What it means is that neuroplasticity is the formation of new neural connections in the adult brain by having new experiences. So when you draw something unpredictable, right, and something new to your brain, you're making new neural connections. Neurographica is a way of doing that, making new neural connections with intention. Neurographica is a form of art therapy. All art methods, they facilitate creativity, and they all promote relaxation. We know that. However, Neurographica differs from it. First of all, it has an intention. It has its own alphabet. And it has step-by-step set of operations, which is called algorithm. This type of art therapy is useful for people who want to take more control over their circumstances. And this is an effective way of creating the proper state of mind for making that happen. Let's look at the steps of the basic algorithm. Oh, sorry, it's a long day. I've been supporting my colleagues the whole day today. I'm losing my mind, I guess. Okay, let's look at the steps briefly. As I mentioned already, we always pick a theme to work around. For example, we want to count down after a fight we had with our boss or our family member. We will release our emotions on the paper by creating an avatar of our emotional condition at the moment. How do we do that? We just simply concentrate on the problem. We kind of collect all the emotions that come with it, and we release it in those sharp, strong strokes. We release it on the piece of paper with any means of, with a crayon or a pencil or whatever you have. So next, what do we do next? Next, we're going to modify it. And Alec went through it wonderfully. He explained how to round those crossings, right? So two crossing lines, they create 4 angles. And our brain perceives it as something sharp and thus very, very dangerous. So what we want to do, we want to round the corners by symbolically reducing the danger. Okay, we kind of reduce the danger here. You see now it's looking very smooth and much nicer. So our brain perceives it as a friendly drawing, let's say, not dangerous one. And when it's not dangerous, it becomes beautiful. In the process of rounding the corners, our brain enters meditative state of mind and calms down. As you were rounding the corners with Alec and Margarita, you probably already experienced that effect of Neurographica on you. Then we transform the drawing one more time by coloring the segments, which you already seen, and we combine few segments together, not just one. We don't want to look at like mosaic, right? We want to have few segments together. We connect meanings together. Next, okay, what do we have here? Next step, at the end, we can emphasize certain basic shapes that kind of jump at you at the end of your drawing. The appearance of those figures is not accidental and is a result of mental function. You see here, I emphasize the triangle and a circle. I might not know what it means for me now, but I might know about it tomorrow when my brain restarts. And we'll talk about that while we draw, so I won't take your time. So at the end, you should like your picture. It provides a pleasure for you. It's very nice to your eyes, right? You like the picture. And also, it's a set of symbols. You see a set of symbols that have a personal meaning for you. And you should have a different perspective at the theme that you had in the beginning. So now you might feel different about the topic. You might feel calmer. You might find some solutions already, maybe. You might just feel that this topic is not even important to you right now. This is how you modified it in your mind. I just want to mention that in Neurographica, we have many algorithms. Depending on what you want to work with, on your emotions or on your on harmonizing your relationships with people, or on your business, or maybe on some modeling of your day, how you want your day to go. So you use different algorithms. It's not possible to show you all the depth that Neurographica is at those short presentations that we have. But I hope we can at least can sparkle some interest in it and show that there are different methods, different ways to look at that. Okay, Alec, am I back?
Yes, Marina, you're back. Welcome back.
All right, that's nice to be back. Okay, now we're going straight to drawing. I just want to mention one more thing, that each instructor is different. This is the beauty of it. So now I will take you to the drawing where we will draw your uniqueness. So at the end of this drawing, what will hopefully happen? You will strengthen the qualities that you already have. You will attract the qualities that you are missing and just want to have or strengthen. And we will get the help of outside resources and appreciate yourself for who you are. Let me change the camera. All right. Okay. I will try to do my algorithm exactly the way we do it as instructors. I'll try to give you all the same exercises and take you through that. Okay, have 43 minutes. All right, so first, what we're going to do, we're going to draw your uniqueness. Now we need to activate and fire up a specific zone of your brain responsible for this theme, uniqueness. I will give you 2 minutes. And what you will need to do, you will need to write in one word your qualities, which represent you, that you possess, and those missing in you, but very desirable. For example, you are funny, you have a great sense of humor, you are a good listener, you are very organized, like I am, you are very creative. Try to avoid very abstract qualities like love. Try to say something like sensitivity or sympathy to people, something like that. Can you please put any feedback, any sign that you understood what has to be done in the next 2 minutes? You writing down your qualities. Write down everything that comes to your mind. This exercise does not require thinking. It has to come from your subconscious level. Put as many words on the paper as you have, as come to you, as many qualities, and then we'll sort them out, okay? I don't see any reaction from you guys. I hope I'm not there alone. I have 20 people. Okay, thank you, Liz. We are ready, all right. Okay, thank you, guys. So let's start. You have 2 minutes. One minute passed. You have 1 more minute. All right, the time is almost up. It's up. Okay, so I hope you have some words there. If you have less than 5, what it means, if you have difficulty retrieving those words from your subconscious, it simply means that you have poor connection with your body and your intuitive self, as many of us do, unfortunately. we are very used to ignore our body signals and intuition, and we overthink usually most of the time, or just go with our routines. If you have many qualities, what we do next, we underline 6 of them. 6 which represent you the most, which are the most important to you. And it can be either one. It can be a quality that you possess or a quality that you want to have. Okay, so what did they say? I say underline. Okay, let's underline. All right. All right, so you underline 6 of them. Now circle one of them, which is the most important out of all of them. And it might be important to you at this particular moment. It might not be important to you tomorrow, but what is important to you now? Okay. All right, so you can put this piece of paper aside. We will definitely need it later on. So what you do now, you take your marker and you trace your hand. You put your hand here. Maybe let's put it not in the middle, but in this corner, like that, and you trace it. In this particular method, which I'm presenting to you, it will represent you. Neurographica is a wonderful method in the way that we can really create our own algorithms by combining the ones we know within the rules of Neurographica, of course. But we can do and represent ourselves as a circle, as other basic shapes, or in this case, I want it to be a hand. Sign each finger with the qualities that you underlined. Leave the one you circled, the most important one, leave it for now. Let's sign each finger right here with the qualities that you underlined. Okay, I have organizational skills. I have drive to achieve. I have desire to grow. I have independence of other people's opinions. And I have ability to listen. Okay, waiting for you. I hope your fingers are signed. Now, it doesn't matter which sequence. It totally doesn't matter. You just sign them. So now we're going to assign circles as the most harmonic figure to each one of your qualities, and we'll put them at the base of each finger. Just think of the sizes, okay? if you want your quality to be stronger in you, make it bigger, make the circle bigger. For example, I don't want my organizational skills to be even greater. I'll put a small circle, kind of. My drive to achieve, yes, I really like that. I'll put a big circle. My desire to grow is huge. It's like that. And you can think of it differently. You can either represent it with a bigger circle right from the beginning because your quality is that big, or you want to make it bigger. You can think whatever you assign to it. That's up to you because you are an artist at this particular now, right? At this particular method, we all artists. Okay, my independence of other opinions. I want it bigger. I still depend on it. And my ability to listen, I'll just leave it like as is. Now, the circle, the quality that we circled, right? In my case, it was reactivity. It's the one I wanna work on the most in this particular drawing, so I put it here. I'm still very reactive and I really want to work on that. I hope you're ready, giving you some time. Suddenly, when I made it that big, I realized that I don't want it that big. So what can we do? We can just make it smaller. Just make it smaller. We'll dissolve the other lines later on. Of course, I made it very clear now, but you know, it's not a big deal. We'll work on it. Okay, now once we have all the characteristics, this is representation of you. You signed all the qualities. You signed the most important ones. Now comes the magic. We'll bring this graphic alive with neurographic lines. I'll put it aside for a second and let's practice them again. Because some of you, as I see, joined later. So neurographic line is a line that does not repeat itself in each part. And it takes you to where you do not expect it to see. So we start from the edge of your paper, and that goes like that. It doesn't repeat, and I always change the direction. I have no idea where it's going to end up. And this line is controlled. Of course, I'm drawing it quickly as I practiced for 2 years, but you go slow. Alex showed it to you very well. So once you feel that it's taking you to the direction too much, you change the direction a little bit. Okay, so it looks like the river's flowing. It looks like the branches of the tree. So that's the line. And you can always ask questions later and we can take you through the basics again. I just don't have time to stay on this topic more. We just want to give you as much information as we can. So now, very important. So what we're going to do, we are starting the lines from the edge of the paper. One of the principles of Neurographica says the drawing canvas has no borders. Think of it as a fragment of a much bigger picture. The whole world is around you. So it's just a small fragment. So your lines continue to the outside. Now, very important, pay attention. If you already possess the quality and you just want to strengthen it and acknowledge it and kind of pat yourself on the shoulder and say, okay, good job, you have it already, you make the line go through your wrist through this circle, through the finger, to the outside. Okay? If you do not have this quality that you really want to have, invite it from the outside, invite it from the universe. For example, my independence of other people's opinions, I still want it to be stronger. So what I do, again, you see my age, I draw it from there, through my finger, through the circle representing this quality, through the wrist, and I take it outside. All right? So it goes in two directions. Let's do it with all 5 fingers. If you cross the figure in the middle, the circle in the middle, that's totally fine. That's what we want. Don't think about it for now. About the circle in the middle. Alexandra, the circle in the middle, it represents the quality which you already have or which you do not have, but you really want to work on that. That's the most important quality that you want to work on during this particular exercise, okay? The most important one. And again, it can be, in my case, it's the one that I want to strengthen. Okay, so let's work on each fingers. In each finger, my organizational skills, I already have them. So I make the line go through the finger outside. Desire to grow, I have that. Again, the line goes this direction. The lines can cross any 2 of them. Yes, any 2 of them. Either the one you possess already or the one you want to invite. Doesn't really matter. Okay, an ability to listen. I have that. So the line goes through the wrist outside. Okay, so my lines are ready. As you can suspect, our drawing is going to be more complicated, but you practice already with 2 speakers, right? We can go to something a little bit more advanced. Let me know if you understand what to do and if you're done with your lines. What I want to say while you're answering, that pay attention to what you feel in your body, what thoughts and emotions comes up. It's not all random and it's not accidental. It's brought up by neurolines as they very naturally go deep, 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 deep in your brain and represent your thoughts. Of course, we are beginners now and I cannot just comment on everything. It will take a long time, but ideally, while drawing those lines, you think about the quality. For example, I'm going to say that my drive to achieve, my drive to learn something new already helped me to make so many friends. In my years in America, I've changed so many professions already. And it's all because of that. So what I'm feeling right now, I am feeling proud of myself. And that's what we want. We really want to feel good about ourselves. When do you draw from right to left? Ishhild. Okay, I draw from left to right when I have the quality already, when I possess it, and I'm happy with that. I'm just going to love me even more, okay? When I do not possess the quality, like let's say independence of other people's opinions, I do have it, but I still want to work on it. I draw the line from the universe. I'm inviting the help of the universe. Please, please, please. I'm so, strong and smart and unique person already. I really do not want to be dependent on anyone's opinions, because I am perfect the way I am right now. This is what I'm telling myself doing this line. Okay, we were talking about what you should pay attention to. As Alex said already, we concentrate on three things. We concentrate on what we feel in the body, what thoughts are coming up, and what emotions come up, right? Our body usually tells us if we touch something very painful or if we touched a very important thought. And the body tells us how. It tells us by numbness or sweat or headache or vibration of any sort or tension. And those signals of the body and those thoughts should be noted as our brain tries to communicate to us through our body. And all of those signals, they could be your possible solutions later on. They can lead you in the right direction. For example, you can wake up tomorrow in the morning and feel so good. And you might be surprised, but don't be surprised. You are going to create a very unique picture of yourself and connect it with the lines and really integrate all the lines in your brain. So once you wake up in the morning, you might think about yourself differently because you created new neural connections. Neurographica is not just drawing, it's drawing with a meaning. Now it comes one of the most important parts. We round all the corners, all the line crossings, and it's a lot in this case. So we start doing it, and we have 20 minutes, and I'm telling you right now, we won't be able to finish. So please finish it after you're done with the conference. And since we did not use any algorithms where we work on very harsh or deep emotions, you can even finish it tomorrow. It's okay, it's not a big deal. Especially, you are beginners. We start modifying our drawing, making all lines and shapes into one connected picture. At the end, it will look like a network of neurons, all connected to each other. And here I'm making my hand alive by neurographic lines. And again, you saw it already. So I'm implementing the picture of me in my brain by those natural organic lines. Now it's talking to my brain. Okay, you keep rounding and I'll keep talking because I want to really give you as much knowledge as I have. And I'll show you how the drawing looks like at the end because while preparing for this class, I completed it. Of course, it's not going to look the same. It's impossible to create the same drawing, but I'll give you an idea. While rounding all the corners, you can feel lots of resistance as our brain does not want to go out of its comfort zone. Usually our bodies don't like doing that. Our brain tries to save energy and use the familiar way of reacting to the outside world. It does not like changes, whether they are good or bad. It just doesn't. So be persistent and just keep going. Concentrate and keep going. By doing so, by rounding and concentrating, you enter a meditative state of mind. So your brain, after a while, it starts to relax and it kind of starts trusting you in what you're doing. When you have the lines repeating here, you do not have to round it because your brain perceives it as one neurographic line, okay? So don't worry about those small things. All right, I'll stop right here with rounding because I want to finish it. And we go to the next step. So what you do here, you round all the corners, okay? Promise? Please, because I want to see your drawing. So we pick the colors. Pick 3, 4 that really connect with you at the moment. Do not pick too many. And again, as we already said, you start coloring three or more segments. And it means that you're connecting different meanings together. You connect all your qualities together, or maybe you're going to realize that you have more qualities that you think, or you might come up with a new one. Or you just feel in the body how unique you are. I don't know what you're going to feel by coloring, but for the brain, you're really creating new meanings. You're really combining different meanings together. And you see we combining here the meanings, the qualities that we have and the ones we do not have. So you keep coloring and I'll keep talking. And it's okay if we jump sometimes to the next step. Not a big deal. And you can always add more lines. And you keep coloring. And what we do with the middle finger? I made it smaller, right? I don't want it to be big. So I'm going to dissolve it with my lines. I'll just kind of ignore that it was here and I will go with lines and I will strengthen this one in the middle by just making more lines around it, or by tracing it with neurographic line. And now, since I want help of the universe to improve this quality in me, I'll draw lines going into it, and it will go outside of the paper. But what is important that I'm inviting the help of the universe with that. So I'm working on this quality right now, which I want to strengthen. I want to help with reactivity. I react too fast to the different events. I need to take it easy. And I need to be reminded how you can do that. Once you're done with your drawing, you can put it somewhere, maybe, you know, above your computer or even by your bed. So you can look at that and you can be reminded what you can still work on or what qualities you already have. And once you make this picture beautiful, You just appreciate yourself for who you are. This is the idea. And again, I'll show you. Okay, can you tell me again what we are coloring, the purpose of the coloring? Okay, the purpose of the coloring, the first purpose of the coloring, we bring in more energy to the picture because color is energy. Each color has different energy in it, and you pick the colors intuitively. By coloring, we really combining few meanings together. You don't have to understand how to do it. What you do, you just color few segments together. What I mean by that? For example, here, I'm going to color this one, combine it with this one, then with this one, then with this one, and I'm going to kind of have a flow. I want to have a flow of energy through all my qualities, and I'm taking it outside to the world. Okay, I have 13 minutes to go. But I'm so happy that I have the end result already. I'll show it to you. Okay, so you can color, just give it a shade. You know, it will still combine that to that. Okay, you don't have to color solidly. But color neatly, because if we color and have more angles, it will be more conflict, right? So here, because I'm in a hurry, but I'm going to correct it all later on and give it a better shade. And you see, this is a part of my personality again. I want too much. I prepared a very deep and long story for you today. But that's, you know, how I am. So I need to always be mindful of that and not to be in a rush. Okay, you got the idea, right? How to finish your drawing. So what is the next step? I hope you understand that you can color more with few colors. So I will add orange in here to balance the orange in there. I'm going to add more shape here so you will just understand how to connect them. Okay, the next step is you want to connect the drawing. You want to connect yourself with the outside world. We already have few lines. We might want to add more. So you're not alone in the world. There are people around you, right? And they do kind of judge you, or they're friends with you, or they are your colleagues. So you want to be connected with them. You just make few more lines. By doing that, you kind of make the tension. You see, we have a lot of lines here. You make the tension of your palm even with the tension on the rest of the paper. You want to make it even, so you just add more lines. And you see what I'm doing? I'm starting from the other line. You don't have to start from the edge all the time. It was just the rule here in this particular algorithm, because we were really thinking of either appreciating and acknowledging our qualities or inviting the energy from outside, right? The rest of the lines, we do not care. They might go from the other line, they might start from there. So what else you can do? You can look at your drawing and you can emphasize some of the other figures or shapes. you can look at your drawing from the distance and see maybe some figures jump at you. For example, here I have something going on here. I have a lot of lines here. I want to make it a circle. Again, I can analyze it, and by having experience in Neurographica, I can see from what line it comes out of, right? Independence of other opinions. Here we go. I really want to strengthen this line. So maybe I have somebody who constantly reminds me of that. And I even know who this person is, my husband. Suddenly I have this figure coming up at me, who is my support. You see, now I am connecting him with my circle of independence of other opinions and thanking him for that. So he gives me an additional strength. So it might work this way, or you might not know what it is. You might know tomorrow, or you might not know it at all. So let your brain figure it out, okay? Your brain knows what it is, and your brain knows why this figure came to life. Okay, so again, we color in it. All right, I'm out of time. Right, I guess you got an idea. All right, let's see what else. Once you finish it, let me show what it should look like at the end. This is my palm once I finish the drawing. This is a picture of ideal me, the one that my brain will accept as a desired one. So I created it with my own hand. I was intentionally following the lines with my own eyes. So my brain has no other way but believe it. Our brain works the way that they do not care if something is happening in real life or it's happening on the piece of paper, only because we went through the same emotions, the same body reactions and thoughts as in real life. Think of the process of neurographic drawing as an exercise machine for your brain. Once it observed the problem solved on the piece of paper, or emotions or thoughts transformed on the paper, it starts attracting additional resources necessary for the issue you're working on to be resolved in real life. Now, of course, you did not finish. I'm very sorry. I tried my best. But once you finish your drawing, look at that again and reflect how you feel now about yourself. Do you like your drawing? If you do, congratulations. The changes are going to take place. If you do not like it, work more on rounding, work more on fixing imperfections, or on adding more lines. The fact that you do not like drawing may be due to the fact that you are a beginner, and that is your first drawing since your childhood. So once you completed the artwork, enjoy the unique you. So put it again somewhere that you can see it and be reminded. You can definitely add more lines through the qualities that you really want to strengthen. And again, you can do it by making it bigger or making it by doing thicker lines around it. Make it thick, or you can do it by going with lines around it. Those are the ways you can strengthen and, of course, invite more lines. The quality of your work is defined by the number of lines. All right, if you like what we do, in this case, what I do, like my page, Neurographic Touch, let me transfer the cameras. I have a page, Neurographic Touch, where I will post all upcoming classes because I do plan teaching in English, as all of us do. And post your drawings, please. I'm sorry if I made it too complicated, but I hope I made your brains work hard, and I try to do it the way we learned at our instructor's course, going through the same exercises. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, my Tango love. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, Ishhild. I hope I am pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry if I don't. And Alec, take the controls from me.
All right. Thank you very much, Marina. It was great as usual. Now you can exhale.
Sorry, it's just...
No worries. And
right.
I will switch off from you to myself.